Today I'm going to be making a pork belly. The ingredients are simple. We got some vinegar, just regular old salt. My salt that I make myself. And I say I make the salt. Technically I don't make the salt. You know, I don't actually do the chemical bonding to create my own salt. What I do is I get regular salt, this salt, and I take herbs and garlic and lemon zest and I blend it. All natural boneless pork belly. So here is our pork. This is my first time seeing it up close, so I'm kind of inspecting to see if I need to do any type of cutting or trimming to make sure that it cooks evenly. Get a little excess moisture off. So this is step one of the prep. Flip it over. Make sure I get all this other excess moisture off the bottom side. Looking good. So I'm going to be a little liberal because it's only going on this side. And a lot of it's going to come off because this pork is going to lose moisture and all that water is going to get collected in the foil. That's going to help the seasoning distribute as well and make sure that it doesn't get too dry. You may be thinking, oh, that's too much. It's not. Okay, and I think this should be the last amount. And I kind of measure with my hands. If you want a measurement, I'm sorry, I don't really measure. But my guesstimate is that this is about a tablespoon and a half. All I need to do is flip this over. Normally I would just do a bunch of pokes with my little tool. You roll it and it pokes it, you know, it does that. But I'm gonna have to kind of just do this. I'm gonna be doing this for a while. I want as many tiny holes as I can get. And then once I get these tiny holes, I'm gonna score it because you can't really get as precise as you may want with a knife. And I'm not going deep. I'm only going through this skin cap right here. I don't really want to go too deep. Okay, so now that I've done this, I'm going to score it just like that. All right, cool. So we've scored it and we poked it. Now we can put a little bit of vinegar on it. So let's get that done. All right, the way I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna kind of just get my hands a little bit wet. Yeah, my hands be a little vinegary, but that's okay. And I'm just gonna oh well. I was not trying to splash like I just did. What I'm gonna do is just kind of pull off some of that. Okay, now we're good. So the vinegar side is done. Again, doesn't need to be too much, and then we'll salt it. And I'm going quite heavy on the salt because, again, this is a pretty big piece of meat, and this is mainly the only seasoning I'm gonna use. Now I'll finish it off with my seasoning salt after the fact. Once I get it out and I, cut it into my little strips and cubes. Now I'll season those up the way that I want. For what it's worth, I'm just trying to get this salt into the fat, into the skin. That's all I'm trying to do right now. It's a new day. It's been almost 24 hours. I can hold my pork belly for a day or two, but I'm hungry. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull it now. What we're looking like right here. So yesterday I accidentally turned it over and there was some of the stuff on the racks and it got on the top. Hopefully it won't burn. Here it is up close. I'm looking at this scoring to make sure that I did okay, and honestly, I did a pretty half-assed job, but that's okay. Okay, so pretty easy to get started. We just do that to get it all even. And now, I'm not actually going to wrap this. What I'm doing though, form almost like a cradle where the only thing that's exposed is the skin. All of the moisture and all that kind of stuff on the pork belly, all the water, it will stay in the bottom of this foil thing right here and help make sure that the bottom portion is tender and not dried up. But I also want to make sure that this foil doesn't cover the skin too much because I'm going to be cooking with convection. And yes, I use my oven almost every day. It's kind of dirty. Don't judge me. Or you can, no fucks. Okay, it's time to rotate this around as well as get the foil. Now we can set the temperature of the oven. So I'm going to put it on 450. Oh yeah, it's coming out quite nicely. all done, so I'm about to do my final seasoning, which is the same seasoning that I used on the meat part. I want to do it while it's hot so that, you know, these oils and fats and stuff dissolve it and just, oh yeah, just, yeah. Now I just gotta wait. I'm gonna let it rest for, you know, the next 20 or 30 minutes, and then I'm gonna come unwrap it and get to chopping. Time to cut this into cubes. The way I'm gonna go about it is first cut it in half. So you hear that crunch. And then I want to cut this into thirds. And then we will cube it. That's all she wrote. So, pork belly.